Roos, it's J-Dog. And it's time for the round 24 and final review for the 2023 regular season. It was a massive week of footy. I've got the great man joining me. I'm your host, Christopher Pepper. You know the great man is Jamie the J-Dog Wallis. And big fella, went berserko on the YouTubes last week. The podcast went berserk as well. It was great numbers all around, so thank you for everybody joining in. But we're down to the business end of the season. Can you believe we're 24 rounds completed in this year's AFL season?
Fucking long season. Peps, what's on the show tonight?
What's on the show? Let me tell you what's on the show. It is packed tight as you and I give our All-Australian team. But when I say All-Australian, stats thrown out the window, champion data points, chuck that in the bin, coaches' votes. Who gives a shit? We are using the only thing that matters, and that is our eyeballs watching games throughout the year, who we think needs to be included in this year's All-Australian team. We'll spin some magnets. We'll check out the ladder right away. We'll also check out the finals fixture. But we're getting balls deep into pretty much our last regular season review. And then we've got the week off, but we don't relax because then the finals and the big boys come out to play.
Love it. All right, Peps, bring up the ladder. Let's have a look at what was the damage from round 24.
Well, this is it. We're all finalised. Put your head over to the side so people can see you. I know that's really good from a podcast perspective, but all right, Collingwood on top, Brisbane Lions, Port Adelaide, Melbourne. There is your top four, and that is where the premier is going to come from. Carlton, St Kilda, GWS, and Sydney, after two dodgy results, snuck into 8th position. Yes, they won a game by an interchange, and they won the game by a missed hit the post, and they happened to sneak into the 8. The Western Bulldogs snatched, how would you say this? Defeat from the jaws of defeat. I would say that's how bad they are. The Adelaide Crows left their run too late. Essendon, debacle. Geelong, no chance. Richmond, devastated to see them 13th. Fremantle, what a waste of a year. Gold Coast, thank God Dimmer's gone there. Hawthorn, the most improved team out of anyone in the bottom half of the ladder. I'm saying that now. North Melbourne said, hey, you know what? You can take your number one pick and we're going to shove it because we don't want it either. No one wants Harley Reid. And the Wet Toast Eagles finished on 3 wins and 53% to get back their number one draft pick and hopefully decide who they want to get as well. Right. So what does that mean for us, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that means that the first week of the finals looks like this. Thursday, 7th of September, 7:20 p.m. The Collingwood Magpies versus the Melbourne Demons. First elimination final, Friday, 8th of September, 7:50 p.m. at the MCG. Both games at the MCG, must I say. Carlton versus the Sydney Swans. That is going to be a corker. Second elimination final, St Kilda Saints versus GWS. Saturday, 9th of September, a 3:20 p.m. afternoon game. And then your boys, J-Dog, take it home. Second qualifying final, Saturday, 9th of December at 7:25 p.m. at the Jabba the Hutt. It is going to be a massive first week of footy. We're going to talk about a lot more next week. But just by looking at that, J-Dog, what do you think of the fixture? What do you like? What don't you like?
Don't like a no Sunday game.
Okay. Not too fussed about that. I don't like the Thursday night game. If it was an interstate team, yes, I would give it that one. But I don't think that the two best teams should be playing on a Thursday. I just don't understand it. And St Kilda should be playing at Marvel Stadium against GWS. If it was Geelong versus GWS, there is no doubt in my mind it would be played down at Geelong. But because it's St Kilda, for whatever reason, they've taken it to the MCG, and that takes that home ground advantage that they're entitled to, gone completely out the window, and I don't agree with it whatsoever. But Super Saturday, 2 big games. I'll be heading to 2 of the 3 finals. I can't make the Friday night one, but I will be going to the Melbourne game, and I will be going to the Saints versus GWS for week 1 of the 2023 finals series.
Very good.
How exciting is it? It's exciting. We're getting straight into it. We're getting straight into it right now.
I think I need the week off this week.
Why is that?
It's been a long season, Pat. It's been a very long season. 24 rounds.
One extra week, Jamie.
Yeah, but does it... I don't know. Is it just me, or does it feel long? It feels long this year.
Oh, I don't know.
I had a few weeks off.
The chat is going nuts. Julie Julios is in again. Tori, the absolute goddess, is in again. Tommy Roker, he's finally got back. I just wonder, has the natural Viagra that is Damien Hardwick actually started to wear off? And the Gabatoire is what he is calling it. But I'm loving footy as we speak, J-Dog. All right. Shall we spin some magnets? Because I've got a couple of things I do need to get off my chest, if you don't mind.
Spin some magnets. Let them have it. But Peps?
Yep. All right.
Haley off, Ellingworth on. Bloody weak as piss.
Rightio. Simple as this. Not too many bad things over the weekend, but what absolutely shocked me. Jamie, what do you classify as a milestone game? What's a milestone?
The 50s and the 200 and the hundreds.
So you say, what, 50 games? Is that a milestone?
Correct.
Do you deserve a chairlift for the 50th game?
No.
No. Okay. Do you deserve a chairlift at 100?
No. Chairlift is 200 plus.
You reckon? Okay. So 200 plus, 200, 250, etc. All right. What about a guard of honour?
That's reserved for something significant. 300 plus or last game.
Okay. So, all right. So last game. All right. So what qualifies as a guard of honour coupled in with a chairlift?
I'm going to say it's going to be a 350.
So it has to be a 350. So let's
350. If not, it's got to be a breaking a club record or something like that. Peps, what are you pushing towards?
Oh well, I'm just pushing towards the fact that I saw a guy who played 126 games of football in Anthony McDonald Tip and Woody get a chair lift off the ground, coupled in with a guard of honour to send him off.
Well, he must have had an amazing game then.
J-Dog, he is not worth 126 games chairlift guard of honour. We've gone woke when it comes to the guard of honour now. Everybody's getting one. The little league kids are going to get a guard of honour.
Well, you
The
want to get
Waterboys, Bobby
5
Boucher will
touches?
get a little guard of honour.
5 touches for the game? That's pretty good.
Oh, it's just pathetic, Jamie. What, just
They
because
dragged
it's his
him
last game, he didn't deserve a chairlift. You remember, he left the game and came back. And mind you, he didn't exactly look like he was in Formula One shape. He was more of a gravedigger monster truck style than a Ferrari Formula One car.
Look,
And if you saw the face on Mason Redmond as he was carrying him off the ground, let's just say Tipper's been enjoying the turtle meat a little bit too much. That is just woeful.
It's woeful. Well, Peps,
Don't agree.
I'm with you, Peps. I'm with you. I think, what'd you say, 127?
126.
126. That feels a bit skinny for me.
It's
which
thin,
is not.
which is definitely not him either.
All right.
it
So
wasn't thin.
okay. So what's your parameters for a chairlift and a guard of honour?
300 games minimum.
For a chairlift?
No, chairlift is 200 plus because
I see, you
200.
with me? You with
Because
me?
at 200 games, you become in most clubs, you become a life member.
You do.
300 games, you become an AFL life member. Now that's 300 combined games. But I just think that the guard, like Trent Cotchin, Jack Rewalt, I agree with that one.
Yeah.
All
Buddy.
right, when Travis Boak retires, he deserves one.
What about Buddy's one?
Buddy
what'd you
should
make
have got a.
What'd you make of that?
I loved it. Loved
Just
it.
to
He
walk
was
around?
actually going into the. Well, you know what?
3 votes.
I'll give 3 votes. The way that Buddy Franklin did it, and that's the way that you should do it. Don't worry about getting in a Hilux and going around the ground before the game. Do it at halftime. It was beautiful. It brought a tear to my eye. Butterflies just fluttering. And that was just watching Jacinta Franklin walking around. Don't worry about Buddy walking around the oval as well, too.
What'd you think?
It was sensational.
It was great how Sydney didn't make him come back and play a final game. Buddy called it when he called it, and he said, "That's it."
Yep. I agree.
I don't want to go back over old ground, Peps.
Yep.
But I kind of feel like that's something that Dimmer should have done for Richmond.
What's that?
Just a thank you. Just a final thing. A thank you.
I reckon he does it when he finishes as a coach. Full stop.
Okay. All right. Because I liked Buddy. I liked the Buddy send off.
It was perfect. They're just Sydney. They've just got something going. And you know what? Then you watch that other crap run forwards, throw it backwards sport. They're a shambles, NRL. To think that they are even close to being the number one sport in this country. You've got rocks in your head. Too many shoulder charges going on with that one.
Rightio, it's not. What's the equivalent of lace out in rugby? Palm out?
40-20. 20-40.
You don't even know.
No.
You look at your face. You
line
are...
Line out.
Is a line out of rugby or is that a union thing?
Doesn't
matter. Same thing.
No shit difference, Mel.
Rightio. What's next?
I had to definitely roll that one out. I also want to give 3 votes.
3 votes.
I want to give 3 votes. 3 votes. 3 votes to North. Going up to see Gold Coast. Tommy Roker's team flying high. Got the big reality check. Didn't want pick number 1 in the draft. Came up there and went and smashed them. Loved it. Good on you, North. Starting that winning culture. That is exactly what we want to see, J-Dog. Don't you? The Suns tanked. Suns tanked, apparently, for what? I don't know.
It was... I was on Big Footy North Melbourne board, and it was... The mood was dark.
Was it champagne showers?
It was dark.
No.
What are we doing? We've got this. Just have to throw it away. It's a nothing game.
To be honest, I'll probably still get him because I reckon Curtin's the one that they're looking for.
To be fair, probably West Coast obviously knows something. That they know something.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was the one that surprised me as well too.
3 votes.
Yes.
Oh no, you're gonna you're gonna use your
do it. Do it. What's your 3 votes?
My 3 votes is just the stud, the Lark dog, the L dog in the North
Larkin?
Melbourne forward line.
Oh,
he just does it.
Well, then, J-Dog, we just have to roll it out. Bags. We love it when they're kicking. Bags. It's got to be 6 of them. Oh, how could you not be excited by this one? When they're kicking. Woo! Nick Larkey, he's come out and kicked another 9, J-Dog. 9 again. Now, can I just put something in perspective for this bloke, right? He should be the Coleman medalist. If you take
why should he be the Coleman medalist?
I'll tell you why. Because if you took out the West Coast goals, he would have kicked 63 for the season. The next closest was Tex Walker on 54. So Walker and Curnow kicked 19 in 2 games.
Yeah.
It's fillers, mate. It's fillers. He's gone out and done it properly. He is an absolute gun. Now, we're also going to mention Tex Walker because he had 9 of the best as well. So
another 9.
Another 9. Just
Can you get where's that?
He'll make our all Australian team?
We need to get mate. Oh, definitely could be. Peps, we need to get the sound clip for DJ Khaled. You know, another one. Because Larky and Tex.
Khaled?
Hey,
who's TJ Khaled?
DJ Khaled.
Who's he?
Just look him up on Google.
Okay. We'll probably get for that, you know.
We probably will, but that's you need to have because those two are just consistently kicking bags. The last 6-7 games of their season has just been bags.
It's just there's been a lot of bags, and I think it's been the most bags. I had a stat for this. I think it's been the most scores of 9 goals kicked in a season for almost, I think, 10 years.
Yep.
It's a massive stat. There was a lot of high-scoring footy. I did want to drag someone, and if I push the drag button again, which I won't, but I saw a guy get a 50 paid against him because he lost balance on the stand mark. So Kyle Chandler from my mob playing Sydney yesterday ran up, stopped and then fell forward and was waving his arms and took like half a step forward, and he's pinged him for that.
Deliberate.
And then they went back and kicked on and put him 3 goals up. But we know that didn't make a difference because they were too good for them. But just don't like it. Hey, journey to the draft. Can I let you know about our boy? Our boy,
Sure.
Jacob Grant. This is massive. Played last of the regular games for the Dandenong Stingrays last weekend and had an absolute blinder. Picked up 17 possessions, 5 inside 50s, and each of them hit players on the chest. Has been invited to the state combine. 55 other recruits around the nation will be fighting it out for spots to be drafted. We are going to be pretty much excited by that. And as a heads up, this is breaking news. Because I don't think he'll go in the first round, so we won't worry about that. Love the bloke, but he's not going to make it. I will be broadcasting live from the Grant's house second night of the draft. Going live, going through, seeing what it's like, interviewing and going through all. It's going to be a massive, massive night. Massive night. So can't wait for that one. But that's going to be a number of weeks' time, but it's going awesome. Following in his footsteps, he could be a rising star as well, too. Like the final, what a name. Like, seriously, you know how, what's the guy from West Coast name? He's just got a real sexy name. Like, it's a real roughhead name.
Oscar Allen.
No. It's just,
Petricelli.
No, shut up. Eddie Ford.
Tim Kelly.
Eddie Ford? No, shut up. Eddie Ford. What a name. Like, he just roars across the park, and he roared himself to the National Rising Star Round 24 nomination. 21-year-old was instrumental in the 35-point win over Gold Coast. Played at Point Cook before going to Yarraville Seddon in the Western Region Football League, where he played alongside Josh Giddy as well, too. Didn't know if you know that. He's played 22 games, 14 this season, rotating through the forward line and wing, too. So that's their third one for the year. Harry Shoesel, George Wardlow, Eddie Ford. Tell you what, the car yard is looking mega nice down there at North Melbourne. In your humble opinion, Jamie, who wins the Rising Star this year?
Shoesel.
Mitch Owens. Mitch Owens. Simply because he's had the third most contested possessions in between the forward 50 arcs, besides Petrarca and someone else.
She's most disposals first year player by anyone ever in the world since the Galaxy, since
mate.
Before Thanos clicked his fingers, before everything. Like,
doesn't matter. Does not matter. Didn't do anything with him. I didn't win.
Doesn't matter. He'll win it easily. He'll win it.
He shouldn't.
He'll win it like might and power.
He shouldn't. No,
10
I reckon
lengths.
Mitch Owens.
10 lengths.
Mitch Owens, get on him. I just want him so I can get my multi in and I can buy a new PS5.
Peps.
Yes, buddy.
Just want to go over something quickly. You just went to roll out the name of the sponsor for the Rising Star, the NAB Rising Star. What does NAB stand for again, please?
National Australia Bank.
Oh, you got it right. Okay, you went national and then you stopped, and I thought, this fella doesn't know what he's actually talking about. Doesn't know the bank name.
I did. I just got the national draft bit wrong.
Right. Okay.
Yep. All right, big guy. Another piece of news. Now, we normally go around the grounds, but we're not worrying about that right at the moment because there was massive news coming out of the AFL.
Bailey Smith coming to Port Adelaide?
No, but Laura Kane is the new executive general manager of football for the AFL. And funny enough, the AFL went external to find somebody, and just like Andrew Dillon, the person was sitting in the office next door, and they hired her on the spot.
She kind of has been in a quasi role for the last little bit anyway.
I get that, but is that the head? Is that the Brad Scott? Is it's the Brad Scott?
I understand it to be, yes.
So if she's been doing the role for this amount of time, how come we've never heard virtually anything from her for the entire year?
Because she wasn't in the official role to come out and front up the AFL.
So they just let it slide for that entire time?
Yes.
Putrid. Don't agree with it. Don't agree with it at all.
Hey, it's great they've got someone before the finals, though.
Pardon? No, it is good because,
There was still some goal line iffiness over the weekend.
Was there?
And
Which game?
you need someone there to just about where like the you can't fix it. You got 4 weeks, you can't fix it.
So Laura's now the official excuse giver.
She's now the endorsed. She's the crown. She's the anointed excuse giver. Yes.
Okay, so whenever something goes wrong, it's all coming
They'll
down.
roll her out.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, awesome stuff. Hey, I reckon it's time. Now we've been thinking about this literally since the weekend finished footy. We'll have a chat about the games a little bit later on and sort of how we see the finals rolling into next week at this stage. But one of the big things that I really want to cover off today is we are going to be giving our All-Australian team. Now, we just haven't gone with a team. We've even gone with a new background for it as well too. So we're going with our All-Australian team. Now, this team, we're not going with any statistics. We are not looking at champion data. We're not looking at coaches' votes. We're using our eyes. What we determine should be in our All-Australian team. So what we've decided to do is we're breaking it down. So Jamie the J-Dog Wallis, he'll be going through the midfield and the forwards.
Hang on.
What?
Stop there quickly. Can I just, before you explain how we're doing it,
Yep.
We set ourselves the assignment.
Yep.
And we have both completely stuffed our own assignments up. We even set the rules for our assignment. And before we even went on and we're talking about who we think and what we should happen here, we both didn't even understand our own assignment for this. So, Peps, please continue because you understood it to be something else and I understood it to be something else.
All we had to do was pick our All-Australian team. I had the back line and the followers. You had the midfields and the forwards. But then somehow we decided, well, we'll do 3 players each. And then we scrapped it. We went back to option A. So we're going with option A. I'm going with the backman. I'm going with my ruckman and on ballers. We'll then pick a couple of people on the bench, and then we'll finally throw in a sub as well.
And
all right,
we're talking general zones. We're not going positional. We're going, do they play in that zoned area? Then we will pick them.
Now, I would like to see 2 wingmen. That's what I would like to see, especially because for the people who are watching this for the first time on our YouTube page, I am a 377-game superstar of the East Keilor Football Club, retired for 11 years now. But I dominated on the wing for years, and it's a position that's very, very passionate to me. And there's nothing better than seeing people streaking up and down the wing, doing the most amount of work and not being rewarded for it. So I really think there should be wingmen in there.
Peps, what do I say to you about wingmen?
Has gone, no.
What do I say about wingmen? The wingmans are dead.
They're not dead. All right.
Dead position. Yes.
Okay. Right, how should we do this? Should we do three positions each?
No, we'll go from the back.
We'll go from the backs. All right. So I'm looking after the back line on the All-Australian team. Now, once again, this is my opinion, and these are people who have caught my eye throughout this year and who I think deserve a spot. All right. First one I'm going to go with, and these are in no main orders outside, probably centre-half back and full back. All right. First bloke is coming from the Richmond Football Club, Jaden Short. Absolutely love what he did this year. And the amount of times that he was banging goals from outside 50, it was... And that's what it should be all about. So he had an absolute cork of a season. Only played 16 games this year, but one of the highest rated players. So very, very handy with what he did. I'm also going to go with my key defender as well, too. The guy that I'm having standing literally at the back. No one is going to be able to get past this individual whatsoever. And I'm simply going to be going with, now, you might say he's a medium. I think he might be a key. But Dan Houston, would you say he's a key defender or is he a medium-sized defender?
Medium-sized defender.
Okay, well, how about we put him on the other half back flank? Should we go with that, especially after that goal he kicked?
Oh, you're going halfback flank. Okay. Doing
I'm just
fullback
saying,
line first. You're doing
6 points.
halfbacks.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be going with, at fullback, I'm going with a key defender of Callum Wilkie. Great year this year. Absolutely sensational. I think he's one of the main reasons that St Kilda lasted this long into the season so far, and hopefully will make the All-Australian team if he is part of the All-Australian setup. The other back pocket I'm going with Trent Rivers from Melbourne. Just love his run off halfback. Love it. And he's played a lot of lockdown work as well too this year. So I love what he's doing. I've got to go with the Lizard. Got to go with Nick Blakey coming off the halfback line, my friend. How could you not like the Lizard? He is absolutely sensational coming off halfback. And I'm also going with my centre half back, who I don't care if he's a medium defender. He saved this club so many times throughout the season. Mason Redmond from the Essendon Football Club. If he doesn't win their best and fairest or get close to winning their best and fairest this year, there's something definitely wrong with that club. He signed a mega contract with the club too, and that's who I am going with. So my 6 back line is Jaden Short, Callum Wilkie, Trent Rivers, Dan Houston, Mason Redmond at centre half back, and Nick Blakey. From a visual perspective, not from a statistical perspective.
Sorry, James Sicily. Sorry, Harris Andrews.
I'm going for, they're the obvious ones, Jamie. They're obvious ones. Harris Andrews. Really? Really?
Because
I could put
anyway, it's not. It's your back 6, Peps.
There's an All-Australian.
Don't get all Mark Robinson on this
later on this week. Like,
don't
go for it. But this is the un-Australian team. These are the ones that we think that.
Well, this is the un-Australian.
This is our All-Australian.
Okay, all right. The backs are forgotten, Peps. As we can acknowledge that as football fans, the backs are not the sexy ones.
No, this is not the sexy.
They get the job done.
Team.
I've probably got in terms of like sex appeal. I think I've probably got the best lines.
It's fun.
All right. Who is your? And you've also got ruck, Peps. Or do you want me to name my midfielders first?
You go through your midfielders first, and then the rucks come after the forwards.
Okay. All right.
I'll do my rucks. I'll do the rucks after you do your midfielders.
Okay. All right. So my midfield, which will include wings because someone is sensitive to the wings position. I've got Butters, Zacharias Butters.
Okay.
Dacos, because how can you not have...
Which Dacos?
Dacos.
Nick or...
What do you mean, which Dacos? Josh. Nick's off the halfback, isn't he?
Not Mike.
Yeah. Josh. I'm going Josh.
Oh, okay.
Bont, because you can put him anywhere.
Okay.
So that's like my centre.
Yep.
But I've also got Sarong and Goulden in there as well.
That's 5. You're missing 1.
Yeah. Well, this is where I got a bit stuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I got a bit stuck in this part. Because there is I could put like a Merritt in there or something like that.
Yep.
Or a Rosie.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a name.
Rosie's another line for mine.
Midfielders. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of mine. So who's your ruck for that?
Okay, my ruck,
tap down to that.
Yeah, my ruck. I went against the grain here. I'm going with Rowan Marshall. I don't
mind that.
Yep, I think he's been better than Tim English. It's as simple as this. Tim English doesn't stand out to me when he plays a good game. Like, I think Rowan Marshall's back end of the year has been really, really good. Another one of the reasons why St Kilda's midfield have really come back. They were looking pretty average through the middle of the year, and they've really come back. He's come home with a wet sail. He's Australia too, my friend.
I don't mind it.
Yep.
Don't mind it at all.
The 2 others I'm actually having a look at. Now, we're talking about Ruck Rover and a Rover. Ruck Rover, I've gone with Tom Liberatore. You got to have some...
Liber's on another list of mine.
You got to have him. You got to have some grunt. Like, you definitely have to have some grunt in the mids there. And as a Rover, I am showing a bit of bias when I say this one, but it's been justified when the squad came out. Jack Viney has been immense. It's probably the best year of footy I've seen him play.
Oh, gosh, it's like just list the Melbourne squad, are we?
What do mean? It's the first one I've listed. You big girl's blouse. It's the first one that I've listed. So,
Rightio.
Rowan Marshall, Tom Liberatore, Jack Viney as my main on-ballers to go with yours.
Okay, all right. Now, halfbacks, half forwards now, sorry.
Yeah, go forwards, yep.
Petrarca, Charlie Curnow, and Pal Pepper.
I had Pal Pepper. I had Petrarca, yes.
And Charlie Curnow, a bit more up forward.
Yeah.
A bit more roaming.
Yeah, this is the one I'm looking forward to. I want to hear what your forwards are.
My forwards, Pocket, T Green.
Love child.
FF, full. Go again.
Gotta love a woo.
FF, someone who shouldn't play far from goal, even though can kick the leather off it. The big Texan.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay.
I think the Curnow Tex spine is very appealing. And in my other pocket, the excitement machine himself, the Mr. Motorbike, C. Cameron, Charlie Cameron.
Oh. Okay, so Charlie Cameron in there as well too. All right, interesting. All right.
But I have another list. I have one more line.
No, you don't have another line.
Shush! It's my all
Well, you got
Australian.
9 on the
I have
nine
I have my sorry line. I have my sorry line.
No. That comes at the end. That comes at the end because I've got
Okay,
people
all
that are
right,
not going
all
to
right.
fit in. All right. So now we've got 2 bench spots each that you can put someone in.
Oh, okay. All right. I might get this in then. Yep.
All right. My 2 are simply this. Nick Larkey has to be in this team. Like I said, he kicked 71 goals in it. He kicked 71 goals in a team that won 3 games this year.
I know.
He didn't win a Coleman because he kicked bags against blue and yellow witches hats called West Coast twice this season as well. All right.
Yeah, we've got a 60-man squad.
We got a what? 60-man squad.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Yes.
Now, before I'll do that in a moment too. I've got a cracking comment that's dropped in as well too. And the other bench spot I'm actually giving it to another forward. And this team was shithouse through the entire year. All right. But this guy stood up every single week when 2 Meter Peter wasn't there, when the package was returned to sender. Kyle Langford had an absolute breakout season, and every single week, he happened to just kick goals when Essendon couldn't. And without him there, they were going to be in a lot worse of a position than they were. He literally kept them in it for as far as they did up until the last 2 rounds when they lost by a combined total of 197 points.
Look, I don't feel great naming who I had to miss out because I agree all these players should be there.
Yep.
But I picked mine.
Yep.
All right. 2. Who's your 2? So you've got Langford and Larkey on the bench.
Yep. They're my 2 bench spots. Yes.
So you've got a half forward and a forward.
Yeah.
Nothing in reserve. Okay. No. Well, that's going to stuff me up a bit then, aren't you?
No, it's not.
I'm put a backman in the back. I'm got a backman in my benches. All right. Because I missed out, I've got Libba.
I've already said Libba. Libba's in the team.
No, you said he was in the team. I didn't say he's in my centres.
No, but he's on ball, so you don't have to put him anywhere.
Oh, okay. He can stay in
He's
there.
our team. It's our team. It's ours.
All right. So the other one I have in there, unheralded, Peps.
Yep.
Brian Myers.
Ooh. Now, interesting. Very interesting.
I think he has been unheralded in that Geelong, love him. Outside of Geelong, doesn't get spoken about enough.
Okay.
Grunt, cracking year, kept that team rolling through the midfield. He's just stepped up. And I think he deserves a spot in the P&J All-Australian team.
See, but here's the thing that I want to ask about this guy is I don't get it. What position has he played in?
He's around the ball.
So, but what position? Is he an on-baller? Is he a forward? Is he... I don't know, because...
He's all of that.
Can you put him into the
He's the Bont. He's the Bont, just in Geelong hoops. He can do it all.
No, he can't. Well, he doesn't...
He can roll forward. He can roll
Mm.
forward and sneak a goal.
Mm.
He can play in the ball, and he can get it there.
Yeah.
He can be on the second chain handball and get it and run
Right,
away
I'll
from
give
the
you that.
stoppage.
I'll give you that.
He does it all.
I just think there's other medium forwards that would be worth more. But once again, we had a look at my back line, and I missed Sicily and Harris Andrew. But once again, I'm going by the eye, not the normal ones. All right.
So that's our team, Peps.
All right, but we've got to have a sub.
Oh, we do have a sub.
We have a sub.
Are you going to go with your sub?
Well, I've got a sub that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I've got a sub I'm thinking of, and it's a Gold Coast player.
Oh, okay. I want to hear this.
He's a forward, but I think he can play back as well. Jack Nicklaus.
Like it. Utility.
Yep.
South Australian product.
Yep. And more importantly, was consistently kicking goals when others weren't.
All right.
Yep.
I like that.
He's had...
I like it a lot.
What's he had for the year? He's had 39 goals for the year. Not bad for a forward.
I like it.
Not bad at all for a forward. And they got a lot of forwards up there as well too. So there you go, team. There is
Hang on. What about my sub? Do I get a sub?
Oh, yes, you do. Sorry, I thought we were just going together, but
I don't even get a sub.
All right. Who's your sub?
That's rough, isn't it? All right, my sub. I like my subs to be jazzy, Peps. I like my subs to have a bit of. I like them to have a bit of sizzle about them. I'm going for the excitement machine himself, Isaac Rankin.
Oh, nice. He's good. I got to see him firsthand when they played Melbourne this year, Adelaide. He was the other reason they were kept in the game. And if he hadn't have done his ham, he probably would have won it off his own boot. That's how good he was. He was
pretty good. Pretty good.
He
gives you 2 goals a game. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah. He's awesome. He is awesome as well too. Hey, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What do you reckon about our all-Australian team? No stats, just going by the eye. Let's be honest, the back line was probably the most subjective out of it. The mids and forwards pretty much worked themselves out. Yeah, there were some big names missing, but they're going to be getting their jackets later on this week in the official AFL Hall of Fame. Sorry, All-Australian team. But with us, I think we did it.
We will put our lists up there so you can see who we've listed.
Certainly, and we'll also be putting this as an individual video on YouTube as well for our All-Australian team as well. All right, J-Dog. Before we get into the next part of this show, or as we say in France, this show, a couple of big comments have come out on the chat so far, which is pretty exciting. Let me get it going. What's going on? These things are flagged. Turn off. There we go. All right. That's better. So let's go through a few of these comments. Darcy Parish is apparently come out and he's adamant that he's signing for the Bombers. I know we haven't. Oh, well, does that mean that if we're going to be starting to talk contracts, that means that we can play a bit of this?
For 5 seconds.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar.
And you better kill it now.
All right. Okay. So apparently he wants 6 years. The club have offered him 5. And his excuse is he wants security.
And the board says, bum bum.
He's not worth. He's just a run-of-the-mill midfielder, isn't he?
6 years for
him.
Parish? No.
Just ridiculous. That's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Coming to that one.
That's extreme.
Yep, that's
6.
Average. Average. All right. Okay. So Elijah Hollands apparently looks like he might be on the trade table. Tommy Roker is also saying that looking at it, Jaden Short is another one who might be coming to the Suns with Dusty.
Maybe.
Maybe. Really, I don't think the Suns need him, to be honest. Camilla a gun. I will come out and say this, though. I got to have a chat with this bloke on the weekend, the magnificent Lee Ali. Good evening and sorry to disturb this conversation, but two of the best to step foot on Overland Reserve Saturday afternoon, myself and the wonderful Lee Ali. It was a lace-out moment and a half. We got to chat. He loves the show. He got the fang out, his false tooth, and we just caught up about how I used to hit him lace out literally every week, and he absolutely loved it. Do you think that Ben Mackay's worth first-round compensation?
Do I think, or what will he get?
Do you think he's worth compensation that big?
No.
He's not, is he? No. But for whatever reason, they'll pay it.
Well, he's probably going to get offered $650 plus over 4.
Yeah, but then Essendon and then Essendon want to go, no, we won't offer him too much because we want it to go into second band compensation so they don't take a first pick draft away from us. I think this whole North Melbourne situation is a bit of a farce, to be honest. The first round compensation, the AFL have to be transparent with it, but the AFL, that's one thing. They're never transparent.
Why? It works for you. It works for you and your team. We won a premiership out of it.
It didn't, and then we had to go and work hard and get it back. So we had to go to the draft and work hard, not the other ones that crap.
You got first round for Spud Frawley, not Spud, James Frawley.
Yeah, that was not right. It was right according to the rules, but not right. But the other thing that I want to highlight with all of this sort of trade talk as well, too, then they want to get the a part of their NGA, the access to the guy from Tasmania. You can't have that at all. You can't have get your first, pick 2, then pick 3, and then have access to this other kid. That's the AFL. It's got beyond the joke where it used to be simple. Now it's out of control. I can't figure out where anybody is going anymore. Does the ladder even mean anything where you finish? Should we just make it a lottery? Because that's where it's going.
Well, we had this conversation last year around incentivizing teams because it doesn't provide for fuck knows why North Melbourne won that game on the weekend. There was absolutely no incentive to really win that because they had the number 1 pick wrapped up.
They did. They had number 1.
They could have split that pick across whoever, however, whenever. So, I probably agree there has to be some sort of lottery for that spot now because you can tank. You can tank and you get rewarded for tanking.
Yep.
But come back to your question about NGLs and all that sort of thing. NGAs, Next Gen Cannabis. I don't understand, hand on heart, Peps, and we have been speaking about this game every week, sometimes twice a week for the last 6 years. I don't understand the Next Gen Academies completely.
Yep.
I don't fully understand them. I don't fully understand how the picks work, how you get priority, and then how the points work. It becomes really murky quickly.
Well, let's talk about the Suns. They've got 3 guns in their academy that they're going to pick up this year.
For a bag of chips.
For $5 and a sun hat. It's a joke. And then everybody will say, they've got to get the points or whatever, but you get a discount on that anyway.
Yeah.
And then they go and change the rules when Ugle-Hagan goes to the Doggies. Oh, we'll change the rules now. I just think that something has to change because it's not right. Free agency isn't working. The academy side of things is really lopsided. And you could end up 5th, but have a pick in the teens. Isn't it supposed to be that you get access to the bet? If you finish last, you've got the full complement to choose from.
Correct. And look, to Tom's point on there around the Suns have put 6 years into those boys, yes, agreed. But at the same time, why don't other clubs get a chance?
Yeah.
You'd get it back the other way when you finished low on the ladder. It becomes like you're just, yes, you can put your 6 years into it, but then it comes back to that whole situation where Geelong picked up the father-son. Like, we had to change the father-son rules after Gary Ablett and all that went to Geelong because it was literally pick 491 that got them there.
Yeah. No,
I'm not having a crack at Gold Coast about it. I'm just saying
club. There's so many ifs, buts, and maybes to all of this. Brad Scott said a number of weeks ago that the draw is the most compromised. This league is so compromised. You can't even figure out to not know what you're able to get when it comes to the draft, to not know what you'll get as part of compensation, to not know what the whole academies, etc. And then when you when you get an academy kid, the league take that off you. That's what peeves me off is that you follow the rules and they can just change them. They don't say in a year's time or 2 years' time. They just change it like this. And it shits me. And it's not it's not just your club, it's all clubs are disadvantaged because the AFL jumps at a whim. It doesn't keep it.
I think it's tricky also because this year you've got potentially, and fair play to the Suns, they have fostered the talent and they've got the academy up there to help the Suns.
Yeah.
But you've got, I don't know, I'd say 3 players within the top 15, first round, who are going to go to Gold Coast Suns for not a lot of money, where other clubs don't get a little sniff at that at all.
Yep. Bo Hawkins has just said that I'm upset about Mac Andrew. Yeah, I'm peeved about Mac Andrew. Because we put the development into him, and then because of Ugle-Hagan, they changed the rules. Of course I'd be pissed with it. One club gets it, the other club doesn't. But that's the way the AFL does. Oh, the Suns lost Bailey Scott. You've lost one, but you're getting 1,400 in the Northern Academies. Like, cry me a river. You've had that many draft concessions over the years, like, you can't get your shit together.
All right, we need to change the subject because Peps is getting very upset, everyone.
Hey, couple things. We spoke about the Rising Star a little bit earlier as well, too. The other thing that I want to ask you...
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll jump in quickly. Coleman, wrapped up, done.
Yes.
What a fantastic end of the season. We thought it was all wrapped up, done and dusted, and then the final 3 weeks gave us bags.
Well, it gave us bags because they played West Coast. That was the only reason. So I think Nick Larkey should be the real Coleman medalist. Take out the West Coast games, he wins it by 9.
No, well done, Charlie Curnow. Well done.
Draw has helped somebody win a Coleman when they really shouldn't have. Because they were.
Peps, should we celebrate the fact that we've had
caliber people.
We've had 3 or 4 names this year go above 70 goals, which is an amazing achievement. We thought we'd never see it again.
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, J-Dog, I know we're going to have a quick moment about the questions and where we think where the finals are going to go. We're going to get it deep next week. And I'm thinking we'll also have a bit of more an in-depth look at each of the clubs this year as well too. But I just want to throw the bottom half of the ladder at you and just give me if it was a pass or fail for the year.
Ooh.
All right?
Ooh.
So, pass or fail? Western Bulldogs in 9th.
Fail.
Yep. I think both of us had them in the 4.
I think so.
Yep. Adelaide Crows.
Based on previous seasons. Adelaide Crows is a win.
Is a win?
It's a loss, but it's a win. You know, sort of like who said that? Kane Corns. They should be treating this loss as a win.
Yeah, is that the known? Is that the known knowns, known unknowns, the unknown knowns, and the unknown unknowns?
I think I'm just Kane Corns now.
Yep,
it's a loss, but it's a win.
I think Adelaide are going to rue the fact that so many close losses cooked their season. But they are going in the right direction. They've still got questions, but probably finished where they should have. Essendon.
Down. So far down. 11th. If it wasn't for the smashing start of the season, 11th flatters them even
that
looking at this list.
Them big time, especially the way that they finished, definitely. Geelong Cats.
Unders. Well, unders. I didn't have them dropping off that far. You have been calling for their demise for the last 15, 25 years.
Yeah, I have. And it's finally come through. You know, it's like nobody loses loses to Port Adelaide 14 times in a row. Richmond.
Unders.
I reckon that's
A
about
disappointment.
Right. No, I didn't pick him to make the 8 at the start of the year, so I reckon that's about right. Fremantle.
Seriously disappointed.
Yeah, I think we had them playing finals this year, both of us. Very disappointed.
Well, it's just 14th. Like what the hell, Freo?
And you know what? They don't even get their first round draft pick for that.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Gold Coast Suns.
I am 15th. It doesn't talk to some of the games they played this year. They were in a lot of contests this year.
I'm gonna say a fail.
Okay.
I reckon Gold Coast season was a fail. Yep. I had so much expectation. I think I might have even had them sneaking in at the end of the year, but gee,
Yeah,
massive fail for that. Hawthorn.
Positive.
Yep, massive thumbs up for Hawthorn. Massive. Like I said, I think honestly, they're in 16th, but they are the best 16th team I have seen. They're well drilled. They've got kids. They do need more, right? But if you put them up against Gold Coast, Fremantle, Richmond, Geelong, maybe Essendon, like they would give them definitely runs for the money. They beat Collingwood towards the end of the year as well. So they've got. I've picked on Sam Mitchell and I've said he's a flog, but I'm taking it all back. I'm taking it all back. I'm shame. I'm wrong. They're definitely going to be in the right direction, and they will sneak finals, I reckon, next year if they continue the way that they've been playing.
Okay.
All right. North Melbourne.
Probably where I had them. At level for me.
When you finish 17th, there's not really much to come out of it. But I will say this: Cheezel, Wardlow, Simpkin, Davies-Uniacke, Larkey. Ben Mackay's not going to be there.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom.
It's not all doom and gloom. They're going to pick up some more in this draft as well too. So Clarkson's has got stuff to work with. And what they did on the weekend against the Suns, I think that says more about probably the Suns than North. But the fact that they went, we want to win rather than the single pick, I think that's a testament to them. But yeah, still a lot of work to do. And wet toast.
Just a failure.
Yep.
An objective failure once again.
You know what the failure for me is? The failure for me is that the West Coast board deciding if Simo is going to stay or not.
Right.
So they've backed him throughout the entire, last 2 seasons. They've done nothing over 2 years. And now they're deciding that he's not the man?
Yeah. After telling us they couldn't pay him out.
After they couldn't pay him out, but so is he the man and we're not going to pay him out, or he's not the man but we're going to keep it sent mixed messages. And I know it's a lot of money to sack him, but they've got the money. So hey, you know what? Simo, you've gone through a lot of shit over the last 2 years. But when we want to rebuild, we're not actually going to get you to do it. We're going to find somebody else. And let's be honest, I don't think there's another coach that would make any difference to that mob.
No, and that's the thing. I don't think
Death Row going to be coaching West Coast. You would have a lot of resources.
We always say that it's the cattle in the park's terrible, blah blah blah. The farmer can only do so much, but this comes down to the coaching level, list managers, admin, and all the back staff who should have been moving players on 2 to 3 years ago.
Who did they give another contract to? Was it McGovern? Did they give him another year?
Something like that.
He hasn't been on the park. And they're giving him more. They're just stupid, mate. You know what?
And what's going to happen now?
The board needed the one
It's going to do the whole North Melbourne scorch thing because they've been forced to.
Yep.
They're going to lose all of the seniority players because they literally cannot get on that park anymore. Yep. And it's going to expose all these young kids. Thank God Tim Kelly stepped up this year for that club to leave some sort of seniority in that midfield. But I think next year is going to be worse. And that's bad from 3 wins.
I hope we play them twice. All right, should you only get 2 points if you play West Coast?
Oh no, you're not going back.
Anyway,
to explaining
all right.
your thing again.
There's only one thing left before we wrap up this massive episode. And we said there's 2 things, sorry. There's this quick thing. Finals, J-Dog. What are your thoughts and feelings? Just heading into it, what's your gut saying at the moment? Collingwood, Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Carlton and Sydney?
Carlton.
GWS and
GWS and St
Sydney?
Kilda.
St Kilda,
GWS.
sorry.
Yep, GWS.
And Port Brisbane.
Port.
Oh, shit. Anyway,
What about you? What about you then?
Melbourne, obviously. I think GWS will get. I've got a feeling.
They're going to get the Saints.
Yeah, the Swans might get Carlton.
Swans get Carlton.
I reckon Carlton might get a bit of stage fright.
Oh,
and if there's one person who can work out that team, I will say it is John Longmire. Like I said, he's the Swiss Army knife. He'll work something out. Remember, he did it against Collingwood last year. I reckon he'll do something this year. And Port Brisbane. I think it's going to be hard to beat them up there, but it's going to be hard to beat them. But all the expectations on Brisbane, and we saw what happened when the Doggies went up there a couple of years ago. They fell apart.
They've done it twice now.
I'm going with Port.
Oh, thanks, Peps.
All right. Beautiful. Hey, it's time for the last part of our massive show. This is, no pun intended, the fan favourite, and it's JB's Fan Tale.
Got this week. Let's go.
Here we go.
We've got 31 seconds. All right, let's go. Born in California in 1967, he used to make his school daily morning announcements over the public address system in various character voices. His father, Lee, was a longtime keyboardist and saxophonist for the Righteous Brothers. He first established himself as a cast member on Saturday Night Live and has subsequently starred in the comedy film Step Brothers, Land of the Lost, The Other Guys, and Anchorman 2. The legend continues. He was also the first guest to appear on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. I am... ...
Insert it into the comments. Insert it on the Facebook page. Don't insert it in the comments just yet. Tommy Roker. He's trigger happy. Hey, so thank you for everybody who's joined us live on the stream tonight. You've made it a massive event for us as usual. Also, just remember that we'll be on the YouTube page. So ring the bell, subscribe. Make sure that you tell everybody about how cool we are. And more importantly, we'll be back next week to give our in-depth analysis going into round 1 of the AFL Final Series. But on behalf of Chris Pepper, the host, and the great man, Jamie the J-Dog Wallis, I say thank you. And thus we finish off with the question of questions. Jamie Wallis, how do you want your footy?
I want it to lace out.
And I want it kanga, roo. Have a great week off, everybody. Go to your local footy. It will be awesome. We'll see you this time next week.
See you, listeners.
Thanks for listening to our latest episode. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on iTunes. I'm your host, Chris Pepper, and with Jamie Wallis, we give you your footy how you want it. Peace out.